At Bulldog Burger, we take the burger game to the next level, like the Freshman 15, stacked with panko fried mozzarella. Unleash your appetite.
Behind closed doors, something big is happening at Room to Room Tupelo.
For 3 days only, unlock hidden savings at our on-site secret warehouse sale. Furniture, rugs, accessories, everything must go. Don't wait. The secret warehouse sale ends Saturday at 6 p.m. at Room to Room.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, good evening and welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I'm so excited that you could stay up late and get the latest broadcast on everything going on this weekend, because we definitely have more action this weekend than we did the past few, whether that's football related, but definitely weather related as well. We have our meteorologist, Gabe Mader, out at the game of the week right now. And right now we're seeing dry conditions pretty much all across North Mississippi. Not much going on, but it is a little bit cooler. I already got a sneak peek. Meteorologist Gabe Mader wearing the long sleeves. He cracked finally this week. Let's take a live look at him right now.
Well, Caleb, it is a cooler evening here in Itawamba County, but guys, what was the game like tonight?
It was awesome!
So as you can see, yeah, those are my friends this evening. They've been hanging out all afternoon. Broke a sweat on me earlier as we were throwing the football. But yeah, we got to enjoy a great game here in Itawamba County. And honestly, a cool forecast now. Game time has wrapped. I'm not going to turn the camera that way just yet because you might see the final score. But we'll look at those highlights right now, Caleb. Let's go ahead and get into it. So a clear and cool October evening as the Itawamba AHS Indians play host to the Houston Hilltoppers. Two 4A division rivals going head-to-head in hopes of getting one step closer to a ticket to the playoffs. First drive right here, Houston ball, third down. Braylon Rogers takes the direct snap and heads left, gets outside and finds the gap for a 15-yard gain and a Hilltopper first down. Another third down, Rogers takes the snap again right here and heads right this time. Two receivers downfield. He opts for Ty Townsend a little bit further, who corrals it and gets those puppies in bounds. First down, Hilltoppers. Next snap, Braylon Rogers, actually give it 1 second right here. Next snap right here, Braylon Rogers trying to keep the hot hand, rushes right into the Indians defense, tries to spin away, but the ball comes out. Scooped up by Itawamba's Keyshawn Wilson, and the Indians take over. As you can see, a little bit of a question right there, but refs finally decided they are on the way. Itawamba Indian liking what they're seeing right there. Now, there are two words to describe this Indian offense: ground and pound. Xavier Waters takes the snap and takes a herd of Hilltoppers to bring him down, but not after a 20-yard gain. Waters letting them know that Waters gonna flow. First down, Indians. Itawamba AHS trying to capitalize on that turnover earlier. Ashton Hoots takes the snap and throws the screen right to Malachi Casimir, who goes up the sideline, jukes right, somehow escapes. Finally, he's taken down for another first down. Indian fans loving that. Next play, Indians Waters would take the handoff and powers up the middle, and just like Moses, he would split the Red Sea into the end zone. Shout out big fellas pushing him all the way in. Itawamba strikes first. Touchdown Indians. Marion Wilson letting us know right there that it is a touchdown. Whole team pumped as they get the lead. 7-0 Indians with 1:24 left in the first. Houston needs a response. They give it to Rogers again. He takes a snap and puts on the burners. Sprints past the first down and is finally pushed out of bounds 35 yards downfield. Huge play for the Hilltoppers and a much-needed response. Also, a touchdown-saving tackle by the Indians. Hilltopper fans finally having something to cheer about. Rogers keeping the drive alive, going, looks to throw this time, finds this man Townsend again downfield. He catches it, tries to break outside, but he loses the ball. And Itawamba gets to it first. Martavian Young, who made the big tackle earlier, getting the turnover this time. Hey, stay young, Martavian. Big play for the Indians. Itawamba HS band bringing the noise just like those players. Indians give it back to the hot hand. Xavier Waters, he takes it inside, but somehow able to get to the perimeter, who gets a first down and then some. Carrying a man out of bounds, washing away the defense one run at a time. Houston needing a stop, calls the timeout. But a stop they would not get. Itawamba's Hoots runs play action, looks deep, sees a man streaking downfield, and throws a strike to Keyshawn Wilson. 40-yard touchdown for the Indians to take a two-possession lead. I guess you could say these two are in cahoots. Get it? Keyshawn and Hoots. Yeah, it goes together. Itawamba cheer squad having plenty to cheer for this evening. Houston 3 and out gives the Indians the ball back. They hand it off to Christian Trice, and the second half of the two-headed monster powers all the way to the one. Coach trying to get it set for this pivotal possession. Unfortunately, it would not be enough. Indians try Price going through multiple defenders into the end zone. There's Marion Wilson in the background again telling us it was a touchdown. I think he has an officiating career in the future. Student section pink and proud tonight for breast cancer awareness and also for that 21-0 lead their boys have put together. 4:57 left in the second. Houston's Rogers not giving up on this game. He would take the snap and rush to the right, finds the gap, and powers ahead for another 20-yard gain. That boy's full of big plays. Keeping the momentum going, Rogers takes the snap and goes up the middle, jukes right again. Whoop! Finally brought down for another first down. Shifty along the field. The drive would stall out fourth down later in the drive. Itawamba wanting one more chance to score. Ashton Hoots would take the snap, throw down the middle, but it is picked off by Houston's Ty Townsend, who gets the Hilltoppers back in the red zone. And a much needed response. Hilltoppers needing a score. Rogers takes the snap, dodges the defender, looks deep, and sees his man, Lucario Hamilton, wide open in the back corner of the end zone. Big touchdown with 15 seconds left in the half. 21-6 leading into halftime with Itawamba on top and dominating this game. Now the Indians would take the victory today, as you can see behind me in the background, that scoreboard reading. Hilltoppers 14, Indians 35, a dominant victory as they get that playoff ticket, and they're heading into their division play 2-0 as they get next week with Shannon. Now, Houston not fully out of the playoff picture just yet. There is still a chance, but they need a big game next week to take that next game. I forget who they're playing, but I know that it is another division rival, and that can kind of lock their playoff spot for that number 4 place. So both teams needing a victory tonight, but Itawamba coming out on top. That win streak extends to 4, and unfortunately, Houston still needing a victory, only 1 on the entire year. But home field advantage served them well. Itawamba, a fantastic atmosphere. Folks are clearing out now and just cleanup process taking place, and fans non-existent. So everyone enjoying the weekend, getting it started a little bit early, and I know Itawamba fans feeling a little bit better about their start to their weekend rather than Houston fans. But a big thank you to Itawamba for having us. It was a fantastic time, and honestly excited to come back here for maybe a game in the future, maybe a playoff game, who knows. But a big thank you to you guys for just making all of this possible. We do have more highlights with our band and Spirit Squad of the week, so lots to look forward to here on Mississippi Live Weather at 10. But Caleb, a cool evening, but not as bad as what it has been. You'll be tracking those temperatures in the Room to Room Weather Center here in just a minute. For now, live in Itawamba from our Game of the Week meteorologist Gabe Maynor, Mississippi Live Weather.
Well, big thanks to our meteorologist Gabe Maynor for giving us that live look at football. Like I keep mentioning, action-packed broadcast on Friday nights. Last few weekends, it's been just football related, but we finally have some weather action as well. But let's take a look at the Doppler radar right now, showing that cold front all the way out west, pretty much just clipping Missouri right now. You can see some of those storms getting fired just along that line. Not as intense as what it will be, but it's going to continue pushing on through the United States, getting closer and closer towards Arkansas tomorrow, and then eventually North Mississippi, our area, by the time we reach our Saturday evening and overnight period into our Sunday morning. With that comes to the severe weather risk, level 2 out of 5. So we are in that slight weather risk. I wanted to zoom out just so you could say where it's encompassing Arkansas, pretty much the most focused spot in that risk. But for our viewing area, it is pretty much clipping a little bit more than half of our viewing area. If you're not in that level 2 risk, you are definitely in the level 1 marginal risk. So something that we want to take seriously as we get going with our weekend and finally get some much needed rainfall. But thankfully, the most severe risk that we can see with this system is pretty much just damaging winds. So a few of these storms might be a little bit gusty. Anything you have outdoors in your backyard, make sure to bring those in, especially if they're loose items, any cushions, pooled floats, anything y'all have out there. Let's try to bring them inside. Don't want to find them anywhere else or outside into your neighbor's backyards. Definitely want to keep those handy, but that will probably be the most severe risk that we have going on into tomorrow and our Sunday night. We do still have a tornado risk. There is a level 2 out of 5, just pretty much clipping North Mississippi, riding along the Mississippi River, trying to give a little bit more extra fuel and moisture towards those storm systems. If you're not in that level 2 risk, like the trend, we keep staying in that level 1 risk. So very slight, minimal chances, but still something we need to take seriously with these storm systems, especially as we keep pushing further and further into the fall season, which will eventually turn into that severe weather season. But let's take a look at the next 24. We're starting off our Saturday with pretty much beautiful conditions, starting off around 63 degrees, warming on up towards the low 80s, but we will top out in the mid to upper 80s. So it'll be another toasty day here in North Mississippi. But thankfully, once that cold front moves on through, we are going to feel amazing, not only for the rest of our weekend, but into the work week coming up. But by the time we make it towards those evening, we can definitely start seeing those showers and storm activity by the time we start wrapping up our Saturday evening and get ready for those Sunday morning hours. But I want to give you the latest timing on what that looks like, not only for your Saturday evening, but overnight into your Sunday morning, timing out when that line gets towards us, what all it can affect, coming up here in 1 minute.
When you've been injured, don't settle for a lawyer who doesn't even know where you live. Call Langston and Lott. Local lawyers, personal service, real results.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, there you have it. There was your Spirit Squad of the Week. Stay tuned because we're also going to see who was the Band Squad of the Week. Let's see if it was a clean run by Houston, if Itawamba got a win as well. All that coming up within the rest of the broadcast. But let's take a look outside right now. Pretty much current conditions, around 67 degrees, feels like 67 as well. Not much wind going on, very calm outside, dew point around 60 degrees. So definitely feeling nice as we wrap up our work week and get into our Friday evening and overnight hours. SEC football forecast, Ole Miss going towards Georgia. Should be a good game starting off in the low 80s, working y'all's way down towards the mid 70s. I know that will be an intense game out there in Athens. Same thing out here, Mississippi State, Florida. I think it could be a good game. I'd love to see the Bulldogs go to the Swamp and get a win. You're starting off around 83 degrees by the first play, seeing the low 80s by halftime, but walking out of that stadium, maybe with a win, with low 70s, should be good, beautiful conditions out there as well. And here's another great matchup. Tennessee facing Alabama. Should be a good game in Tuscaloosa. 82 degrees, cooling off towards the mid 70s by the time y'all are walking out of the stadium. I believe not College Game Day. I think SEC Network will be in Tuscaloosa, so that should be a good game out there as well. A great lineup as we continue into the weekend. But let's come back to North Mississippi, track out the conditions as we wrap up the work week, get ready for the weekend. We're still seeing a whole lot of this clear, dry weather. That is what we've seen all week long. That will continue to be the trend overnight and into the first half of tomorrow. This is still in play. We still have that southerly motion, but once we proceed further into our Saturday, that's where things change. But until then, we can enjoy these calm, beautiful conditions. That made us go all the way towards Saturday at 6 in the morning, so it will be a clear, dry night overnight. Low temperature is still a little bit warmer than what they were earlier on in the work week. I remember getting up, starting my 8 a.m.s, and I would need a hoodie or sweatpants on. Definitely really won't need that tomorrow. Definitely a little bit warmer than what it has been. But those lows, they will plummet once that cold front moves on through tomorrow. So let's track out the first bit of our Saturday. We're still waking up with those clear, beautiful, sunny skies around 6 in the morning. That trend's going to continue. We still have that southerly motion trying to bring in that clouds, that moisture from the Gulf, allowing some thin, wispier clouds to affect us here in North Mississippi. We're not really going to see much of those heavy thick clouds until we get into those later afternoon, early evening hours. And there we go. We can start to see it kind of moving across the Mississippi River, pushing in from Arkansas. There's the start of that cold front starting to push through Arkansas, which will eventually come its way towards North Mississippi. It's going to continue tracking in. We might see some prefrontal showers, still not as confident on these right now, but definitely can't rule out maybe a spotty shower or two before the main event gets here later on in the evening. But because it's going to be a sunny, clear day, of course, those temperatures definitely still elevated, upper 80s across North Mississippi. So it's going to be another toasty day. Thankfully, those heat and seas keeping us right there with those actual temperatures, not really pushing us into the low 90s. So still avoiding that mugginess, avoiding that summertime humidity. We are pushing further and further into fall, and we would like to leave that behind us for good, at least for the next few months. But coming back to Futurecast, let's track out this line of storms that's making its way through. Still, some maybe prefrontal showers affecting us here in North Mississippi, not expecting anything tremendous with that. But there we go. There's that line starting to make its way across Mississippi and across the Mississippi River. This is affecting us in the, I say, early evening hours around 8 to 9 o'clock, really starting to take place, covering half of our viewing area. This is at 9:30, so definitely a little bit before the 10 o'clock broadcast. Some of these could be a little bit stronger, maybe warned, so we'll definitely make sure to continue updating y'all as we continue through our Saturday. That line is going to continue pushing on throughout the entire 10 o'clock broadcast tomorrow as well, and beyond towards midnight, around 12:30. Still, line keeping its strength, maintaining it as it pretty much covers all of North Mississippi or pushed all the way through. And we're going to still see some stronger showers moving on through into the AM hours. And that's going to continue towards your 2, 3 o'clock in the morning as well. By the time we get towards 3, we can see most of us are back towards those drier, clearer conditions, at least on the back half of this front. Still maybe some cloudier conditions before that front really goes through all of North Mississippi, but that is going to be an overnight event. So it is very important to keep your alerts on, keep your notifications on. Still, a level 2 risk needs to be taken seriously. We want to make sure to continue to keep y'all updated and track that out, not only overnight tonight, but give y'all the latest model runs into tomorrow as well. But that front's going to continue pushing on through, and then we are seeing beautiful conditions by the time we are waking up Sunday morning. It will feel amazing outdoors. That trend and that dry trend will continue throughout the rest of your Sunday as well. Not really many southerly winds anymore. It's still coming out of the northeast, so we're going to feel a little bit cooler than what those temperatures are reading. Definitely a plus with that forecast. This is continuing into your Sunday. And there we go. See a little bit more of that 8 starting to pop up. It was down here in the corner originally during the 5 and 6 broadcast. Starting to finally see it take shape. I promise I wasn't lying. It's just super zoomed in. That high pressure system is going to keep us dry, clear, and allow us to feel beautiful temperatures as we continue into the work week. And here we go. High temperatures looking completely different from our Saturday to our Sunday, a completely different color. We're going from upper 80s to some upper 60s across North Mississippi, especially where that front has already reached 67 out in South Haven, 69 in Tunica. For those further along where that front was moving, you can see mid 70s out there, but still beautiful conditions all the way around here in our viewing area. It will feel amazing, even with those heat and seas. Probably most of us feeling a little bit cooler than what those temperatures are. That's due to that northeastern wind that I was just talking about, so it will feel amazing for our Sunday. And thankfully, that trend continues into your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and beyond as well. But most importantly, Saturday, that is where the main weather maker and weather event is going to take place. Still a 40% chance of showers for your Saturday. I know that looks really low compared to everything we talked about, but that's because from 12 a.m. within the next 2 hours until 7 p.m. we are staying dry. So most of our Saturday will feel toasty, warm, beautiful, clear. Enjoy the outside time. We're not really expecting that rain to affect us until the evening hours. That's going to continue overnight into your Sunday. Still a 20% chance because we saw that around 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, clearing on out by 3. But from 3 and on, we are staying dry. So still have that 20%, going to be pretty cloudy and then transitioning into clearer skies later on in the day. But then look at that, a low of 45 by the time we wake up for our Monday morning. It will be a cool start. I think I could wear a hoodie and sweatpants to my 8 a.m. and might keep them on all day instead of shedding them by the time I make it to my afternoon classes. But we're still seeing beautiful conditions for your Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday before we might see some more rain chances come back into your forecast for Friday. 20%, long ways away. We've already seen how models can change all throughout the week, especially how we've been tracking out this cold front. But that is what we can look forward to next. Before then, we got to get through these rain chances first. But let's enjoy the rest of our weekend and the start of our weekend. Let's start off with showing the band squad of the week. Well, there you have it. There was your Band of the Week. We got both sides getting a win, Cheer Squad of the Week and Band of the Week, so it was a great night all the way around. Here's a QR code for both the iOS and Android app for the Mississippi Live Weather app. Very important to have, very good to have, especially with these notifications and alerts we send out, especially with some weather that we're going to be receiving tomorrow. We appreciate all the support and feedback you've given to our app. But before we go, of course, I wanted to show you all the latest adventures that Matt is having out in Australia. Take a look at this.
Well, hello there, Chief Meteorologist Matt Lopon here, live from a boat heading out from Cairns, Australia here, as we are on our way to the Great Barrier Reef. Of course, I'm very excited about that opportunity to see this amazing and very important life form, for lack of a better way to put it, that is critical to life in this region and is obviously the biggest barrier reef or reef in the entire world. Actually a combination of a lot of different reefs there. So we're going to be heading out. It's actually more than an hour out into the Pacific Ocean to be able to get up near that. We're going to have the opportunity to do some scuba diving in it, even swimming. I don't know that I'm going to scuba. I think we'll do some snorkeling, something along those. We'll actually be able to get up in a helicopter flight. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to actually record up there in that. We'll be able to figure that out. Certainly we'll take some pictures. But it's just an absolutely beautiful and amazing day as we take this boat out there into the Pacific. You can see Cairns behind me there. And again, appreciate the good folks at MLM Clothiers for sponsoring this trip here to Australia to be able to kind of show you the sights and sounds of everything we have going on down under here. It's certainly a beautiful day for this, and I'm excited for sure to see one of the great wonders of the world. But from Cairns, Australia, I'm Chief Meteorologist Matt Lopon for Mississippi Live Weather.
Well, there you have it. There was Chief Meteorologist Matt Lopon giving you the very latest of his adventures down.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Being a parent, especially for the first time, with that comes a lot of self-doubt. As a dad, I just try to lead by example. When you're trying to be the best person that you can be, your kids see that and then they emulate that.